Hello, welcome everyone to another Tuesday Contentful live stream. How are you all doing? I don't know why I'm asking that yet. No one's probably watching yet because it's always got that
Yeah,
built-in
there's always that
trickle.
delay there.
Hi Cassidy, how are you doing?
I am good. I am getting us all set up over here. I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to have you. Oh, bye. We lost Cassidy for a little bit. Oh gosh, maybe she just refreshed the screen. So hopefully she'll be back in just a second. I'm Shy. I'm a developer evangelist at Contentful. I am having mixed feelings right now because I
The browser just
yeah, was it the browser? I was like, oh, she must have refreshed something. So
no, it's the entire browser just closed.
yeah.
It's just one of those days. It's
What
day
time
after a
is it for
long
you right
weekend.
now? I remember that I probably made you wake up early for this stream as well, and I felt bad.
Yeah, luckily it's not too early because I'm on Central Time now, and so it's 10 a.m. It's okay, but it's also the morning after a long weekend, and so
Yeah.
just everything is chaotic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we
Oh
had
my
yesterday
word.
off as well. And did you know that we had yesterday off, or did you find out on Friday like I did?
Totally found out on Friday. It's fine.
I'm so bad at it. I really so my boss is based in Berlin, so he has no idea that these things are coming. We all find out when he gets the email
Oh
that
my
we're all off.
gosh. We're just like, oh yay. Oh my goodness.
We got a bunch of people in the chat. We've got Khalid, we've got Mike, we've got Sircon. So everyone pop in, say hi, let us know that you're
Hello,
here.
everybody.
Cool.
Hello.
So I figure maybe we can just go through a couple things on my slides, and then we can maybe do a little introduction of who you are, and then jump into what we're doing, if that works.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. So we're going to be building a better birthday card with Next.js. I turn 30 tomorrow, and I'm very upset about it.
You're so old, man.
I have so many gray hairs now. It's terrible. It's the worst. Yeah. So I dressed up for my birthday party as well. I put on a shirt with buttons, so like proper grown up today.
That's a big deal.
So yeah, let me jump through my slides. So first thing, just I say this every stream, but as always, we try to make sure that all of the stuff that we do at Contentful here abides by our code of conduct. So the TLDR is don't be a jerk. Harassment and abuse are never tolerated. If someone tells you you're doing something that makes them feel uncomfortable, that's enough reason to stop. And if you need any help or want to file a report or anything, you can reach out to us anytime. Our full code of conduct is up on the Contentful documentation. Just you can go to the Contentful docs and search for code of conduct, including our list of moderators as well. So you can reach out to any of our moderators and we'll address it post haste. Our developer portal is also the place to go to learn about using Contentful. So it's our documentation, our tutorials, links to all our upcoming live streams. It includes someone's got a question. Cassidy, same as from the Overflow and the Cassidy newsletter.
One and the same.
One and the same.
I've even wearing my Cassidy.
Did you get a verified? Do they send you that when you get verified, or did you buy that?
My sister gave it to me as a present, and I was like, "Thank you," but I can never wear this to the grocery store or anything because I don't want just randos who look at all of the junk food I buy to be just like, "She's on Twitter." And so,
well, no, it might just be they might think that you're just a fan of Cassidy, and then they go like, "Oh, I wonder who this person is," and they look it up, and they're like, "Wait, is she wearing a shirt of her own Twitter handle?"
Yeah. So anyway, I only wear this. I only wear this at home, which means in the pandemic I get to wear this sweatshirt. But man,
someone said, "Remember when you couldn't tweet because you were verified?"
That was a day. My sister took full advantage of that. She was just like, "Wow, I have all the power this time." And
we're just throwing shade on Camu. We got to get Camu to jump in here and defend herself.
She doesn't need defending.
Okay, so I think we talked about the Slack. If you want to talk to me, we've got a GraphQL course if you want to learn GraphQL. We've got swag as well. Last thing on my end is we've got a developer meetup on the 24th. Come hang out. We're gonna have some great talks. Cassidy, it's your slides. I've lost my train of thought. You take over.
Hello, everybody. These are me. So up there, there you can see that's my Twitter handle. Again, also on this awesome sweatshirt.
Just in case you forget during the stream.
Yeah,
you
just remember, I'm here. Tweeting things. And then also I made this Contentful starter project. And so with Next.js and Contentful, if you'd like to take it and run with it, it does all the configuration for you. The only thing you have to add is your environment variables. And actually, I think I have a blog post on the subject too. I could put that in the chat and you can actually look at that.
Now I kind of want to get a sweatshirt that has Shy Ruparel and like a red X.
Ooh.
Or
yeah.
like I guess what would be the opposite of a blue? Blue, it would be green, maybe a green X, or because you think it would be a green check mark for like good.
It could be like a deploy failed or something.
Whatever the Twitter equivalent of a failed color is what I'll do.
Perfect.
Yeah. So okay. So do you want to get started building stuff?
I would love to get started building stuff. And so
Purple
you
question
made
mark.
a Contentful.
Yeah, so I made a Contentful org, and I'm going to see if I can get it bumped up from a trial space to like a team plan, and then we can invite a bunch of people. So the plan today, if I'm remembering what we talked about when we did our little prep session, that was mostly us just hanging out on work time and not a ton of...
We mostly just talked about board games. So.
Hope our managers aren't watching.
Yeah, it's okay.
Was there since I'm turning 30 tomorrow, we can maybe build a little birthday card generator. We'll store all the like birthday things on Contentful, and then maybe statically have some URL routes that you can send to people. You do some query params to like set the name and set the from field, and then have like the messages and the images all stored in Contentful, and maybe make it show up randomly or you know, specifically or something like that.
Sounds so fun.
So I reached out to a friend of mine who's really good at puns, and he sent me a couple funny puns that we can use as birthday messages. Oh gosh, I just heard from Salma that she's so starstruck so that she wants to crash our green room. So maybe Salma will crash our green room at some point.
Join us, please.
So yeah, what a whirlwind year. Take a rest and get ready to npm start a new one.
Great.
Some of these are okay, I guess. So we'll have to work on it. So yeah, how do you want to get started? Do we want to?
Are content and full of life.
That sounds like a New Year's card.
Yeah. So I did find that one blog post that I wrote. I can't believe it was all the way in August when I put it together, but we plopped it in the chat there.
Yeah.
For if you want to integrate Next.js and Contentful, it is a tutorial for you. Yeah. That being said, we have that starter project that we linked, and so what I did was I clicked the deploy to Netlify button, and that automatically clones it to my GitHub and deploys it to Netlify. That being said,
was that?
It was less than 30 seconds. But the thing is,
you should have done it live on stream.
I should have, but the problem is it failed because I didn't add my environment variables beforehand, and so now I'm just like, I suck, which is okay. I'm used to that.
Yeah,
but we should probably do some of that.
Cool. Do you want to share your screen?
I should share my screen. 1 second. So because it failed, like the clone was really angry at me too, and so just my screen is kind of a mess of, you can see how much I frantically moved everything around, and I also need to zoom in on everything because
Angie will come after us about our fonts if they're too small. Angie is the font police at Contentful.
Okay, I don't want to be caught by the font popo. So 1 second while I zoom in on all of these little windows. Ooh, we have a lot of Next.js and Contentful coming up in March. That'll be fun.
It's our plan is to make March Next.js month.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Let me know if I can help. I suppose that's kind of what this is, but not.
We got the timing wrong. We decided that we wanted to make it Next.js month after you and I had talked.
Dang it.
we're thinking about maybe doing themed months on the DevRel team, and the months do not match with the streaming schedule at all. So
Dang it.
it'll be funny. We'll try.
Okay.
We'll try our best.
I am trying to go as fast as I can, I promise. We did prep this beforehand. It shouldn't be as messed up as it is, but again, I'm really bad at this apparently. So as I slowly pull up all of the things, I also want to add this whole live session thing, but it's yelling at me.
I mean, to be fair with you, like you're using a different computer than you normally stream on, right? Like you're having.
Yes.
I feel like you've got like a bunch of room to mess around with because it's a different computer.
Yeah. For context, everybody, I was very excited and ready and chipper this morning. I was like, yes, I am going to do this live stream. It will be a blast. La 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 la. And then my computer wouldn't turn on, and so I was like, yeah, I couldn't get my camera hooked up. Just everything was all messed up, and so I am on my work computer, which is fine. I can tolerate this, but all of my stuff was on the other computer, so it's fine, right? I think I have most of this ready. Let's try this.
Yeah.
Boopity ba ba da ba.
Yeah.
Sharing my screen. Go. Okay, not go.
It sounds like Murphy is attending today's live stream with their dang law, and we're getting some F's in the chat.
No, yes, seriously. The Murphy's Law is strong today. Okay, this should be the right monitor. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Again, this is one of those days. I'm not pleased.
It happens. It happens to everyone. So, someone is saying that there's someone behind me. Oh, yeah, no, that's just my cardboard cutout of myself. He's fine. He's harmless. So don't worry about it. Tom Zora's live.
Okay, yeah, it is straight up not letting me share my screen.
Do you have to do the whole restart Chrome to give it permission system preference thing?
I do.
Okay.
So,
at least I get a warning that you're disappearing this time.
Yeah. So how about we do a little bit of chatter while I try to do some things.
I can try and riff. I should have saved the slides for now. Is
You
really what I
probably
should have done.
Well, we didn't know that everything would go wrong. Oh, my word.
Should have assumed it though. It usually does. I guess I can talk a little bit more about our meetups. We so the meetup on 24 on the 20. Oh, is it on the 21st? I just noticed a typo on our meetup page. It says, oh no, this is the year. That's not the date. It said Feb 21. And I'm like, no, it's on Feb 24. It's not Feb 21. It's the year.
Oh my word.
It's the year. So there are no typos on this page. It should be a fun meetup. We have Diego Aguilera showing up to our North American meetup, which will be really fun. He's great. He builds all sorts of awesome Contentful stuff. He's going to be talking about Next. Oh, so he's on top. No, he's another person doing a talk about Next in February in our Contentful Developer Relations channel.
There's dozens of us.
Dozens of us doing Next things in February. So that'll be a lot of fun in North America. And I think we're still looking for a second speaker. If anyone in the North American time zones or willing to stay up late in the European time zones wants to hang out in our North America community meetup. And then our European meetup, we have Ante, who's going to be talking about contentmodel.io, which is this really cool content model visualizer that he built that is super cool. I'm like a huge fan of it. And then we've got Rick Higgins and Martin Sean, whose name I probably just butchered, who are going to be giving talks as well. Martin's going to be talking about custom fields for recipe ingredients.
I'm going to disappear for a second.
Okay, I'll keep riffing. Oh
my gosh.
And then Rick is going to talk about Rich is going to be talking about Jamstack readability guidelines. Next, Adrian just showed up in the comments, and Adrian is saying Next is so hot right now. And Adrian, if I'm remembering correctly from what you told me about 30 minutes ago, you're doing some stuff about Next tomorrow over on the Try Courier stream. We've got a question about any plans for Nuxty stuff. Not right now. I don't have any plans, but we did have some Nux stuff earlier last year as well. We did some Nux streaming, so go just check out the playlist. And then we've got Salma, who's going to be doing streaming about Next.js this week over on the White Panther channel as well. So that'll be a lot of fun too. Adrian. So Adrian is building a tool in Next to deploy on Netlify the Profilinator, and that'll be tomorrow on the Courier Twitch channel, or it might be Adrian's Twitch channel. I think it's going to be the Courier Twitch channel though. So welcome back.
I'm very curious about that. The Profilinator. Is it an annihilator of profiles or a creator of profiles? That is my question. Or
Hello
something else entirely.
It's Adrian with a Y from Adrian without a Y. Yeah, and that'll be over on the Courier channel. So Courier, twitch.tv/trycourier for all the great Next content.
So I'm back.
Hello.
And I can now share my screen.
I was really afraid that you were going to tell me that you couldn't, because I'm like waiting for it to pop up in the green room area so I can add it to the stream.
You'd be just like, you're on your own, buddy.
It's like, yeah, we're just going to point the webcam at your camera today.
Perfect. Yeah. Or gasp, you will have to code, Shy.
I can code. I'm terrible at Next, so you're going to have to be helping me a lot, man. Yay, here we go.
Yay. Okay, so it's a very small screen right now, and I'm trying to zoom in on all the things. So I made this Next Contentful birthday card.
Hooray!
The way it works, the way all of these things work, is if you were to say, go to my GitHub profile and then find the Next Contentful starter that I told you about, it's right here. You can click deploy to Netlify, and it will automatically deploy to Netlify.
Huzzah!
But alas, I did that, and it failed because I forgot to add my environment variables. What can you do? So,
add the environment variables?
Yeah.
Or was that a rhetorical question?
It was a rhetorical question.
Sorry. I'll shut
but
up.
Also, that is the correct answer. I have the Next Contentful birthday card repo here, and I will deploy all of that to GitHub and then connect it to Netlify, and all will be well. So what we need to do is we need to add our environment variables, and you can do that. It's pretty dang easy. If you make a file. And is my font too small?
Yeah,
if
could you bump everything up a little
Okay.
bit? The Netlify tab and the Visual Studio Code.
Okay, let's try this. Also,
we're getting an ask for a
Windows
+2.
command.
Yeah, that looks great.
That's better. Okay,
that's great.
Cool. All right. So I'm gonna make not a new folder, a new file, and we're going to have our environment variables here. And so if you haven't made environment variables before, .env.local. Boom. That is
we got a question from Khaled. Will Netlify prompt about missing environment variables when you click the deploy button?
You know, I think it actually does, and I just ignored it. Like you can do like a whole setup and everything. I truly I messed up. But the thing that you want to do in this particular setup is have like a next public contentful space ID and a next public contentful access token. And we can get that from Contentful.
And the nice thing about this is that all of these tokens are read-only. The content management tokens give you write access, but the content delivery tokens are read-only, so you can show them on stream and it's no big deal.
Oh, thank goodness. I was just going to say, how am I going to do this gracefully? Okay, perfect. So then in that case, with the environment stuff, it's all under...
So you're in the right tab. So the management tokens you don't want to share, but these tokens are totally fine. So you just hit an add a new key and...
Add a new key, and let's do it then. Okay.
And maybe bump the font on that page too. I mean, I guess we're not going to be here super long, but...
Yeah, no, good call. Okay. Zooming. Okay. So we've got birthday cards. Do we want to name it anything besides birthday cards 1?
Birthday cards - streaming, I guess, so we know that this is the one that we leaked on the stream.
Birthday card streaming. The keys that have been leaked. Okay, cool. Space ID, copying, pasting, access token, copying, pasting. Incredible.
Save. Hooray.
Save. Okay, cool. I think that's it.
That's it.
Wow, man, technology's amazing. Okay, I'm saving this. Okay, so now that I have saved this, I am going to connect all of this crap to my repo. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to zoom in case you can't see. And I am going to connect this repo here. I
Ooh.
always have to copy and paste all this stuff.
Irish Beat says, on this subject, I'm actually sitting here waiting for a colleague to send me a bunch of environment variables because I switched laptops. They're mostly Contentful related. Maybe Shai can just, hack in and send them to me. For the record, for people wondering, I do not have the ability to impersonate your Contentful account. And the people who do have the ability have to get expressly written consent to do that. So, so I can't help you on that one, unfortunately. Adrian says he can't. Security team has you on the naughty list. You joke, but maybe they do. So, it's funny. Usually once a quarter, so we have a bug bounty program, and people will write in and be like, "Hey, these environment variables are available on this public repo," and then I'll get an email from security being like, "Shai, someone sent in a bug bounty saying that you have environments available on a repo that you're the only contributor to. Come explain yourself." And then I'll go and I'll be like, they're delivery tokens for example apps. This is fine. Don't worry about it. And Felipe will look at it and be like, yeah, this is fine. Don't worry about it. And then he'll let me go.
Oh my gosh.
So once a quarter. So not quite a joke.
Okay, cool. I almost committed everything to this repo, which would have not been great, but everything is fine now. Oh my word. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do all of the things. We're going to commit it, and then we'll do this add origin, blah, blah, blah. Initial commit. Beautiful. Adding the origin. Okay, then we're gonna do all of that stuff. I should have memorized this by now, but it's so easy to copy.
Yeah, I always just copy paste it. I'm really into the GitHub CLI these days. I've been using that a lot, which is fun.
Really? Mm-hmm. I want to try it.
Yeah,
I do. I haven't gotten into it though.
I mostly use it because I have an alias for GitHub opening GitHub. It's GHGH is my alias, and it just takes you straight to the whatever, like the branch or the issue, or that's mostly what I use it for. Is just GHGH.
I think it's connected to the right repo, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of paranoid that I'm looking at the wrong one. So 1 second.
Sure.
You can go through all of my settings. Okay, repo. Aha. I'm going to toggle a build. And it should work.
Do you mind bumping the font on this one too?
Yes.
Unless you're trying to hide it.
I probably should hide some things, but that's okay. So in deploys, trigger deploy site. Typically, you don't have to do this. It'll just
changing the environment variables. I feel like is a special use case.
It should be fine, but it's because in my original one, I had it set to be using the master branch, but I changed it to main. That's my bad. Okay. I'm going to link a different repository. It'll be the same one, but it should automatically detect main now. That was my own fault. I'll just look up birthday and it should show up here. I promise Netlify is easier than this. I'm just failing miserably today.
I'm going to just chalk it up to it being 10 o'clock, and no one should be functionally working at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is my reading email time.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, cool. Now the site is starting up and everything should be working.
Woo.
We don't have any content, and so it's going to be pulling things, and it'll be just like, hey, there's nothing here.
There's nothing here.
What's your deal? But it should be fine.
Yeah.
Generally. Cool. The site is building. That is a good thing. Now, what's kind of cool, we have this status badge. We can add this to our README.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and so in here, I should probably be using VS Code. That's fine.
I can read this.
Next Contentful birthday card.
I feel like it'd be weird to watch you coding not using this Emacs, right?
This is Vim.
This is Vim. Sorry, I always forget. You're a Vim person.
I am.
I'm formerly a Vim person.
I'm kind of formally a Vim person too, but for quick stuff, it's easy to just do things. I'm just gonna delete some of these for now, and we'll make this reading very pretty later.
Yeah, I've been a Sublime person for the longest time, and oh, that's funny. Shy is in Recover Vim or Recover Vimery. Yeah, now I'm Tierney over at Microsoft has me on the Visual Code bandwagon. It took my
Code
MacBook.
Is pretty great.
It took my MacBook dying to give it a real try, but
that's rip. I'm sorry.
It was all right. I was using the Ubuntu WSL, which is really nice actually. Coding on Windows is so much better than I remember.
It is. It's infinitely better than it used to be.
Yeah.
It might be failing because we don't have any content, which is fine.
Yeah. So I guess we should go make some content.
I think so.
Maybe get it building locally and then push it up.
We need to be full of content. Ha. So right now in this project, just to kind of illustrate what it typically does, the base project for this truly just takes in some images and it shows off mechanical keyboards in it. And so we have some very basic styles. It has all of these. And then in the index.js, this is where we just pull in from Contentful. I don't want to say just, but it really is quite easy. We call this in-get-static-props, which generates a static asset. And then I made this util, which pulls in our environment variables, requires Contentful, and fetches them. Yeah. It's very nice and simple. And if you'd like to see what the starter project is based on, I can show you really quick. In here, this is the Next Contentful starter. I'll zoom in. And then you can look at the page. This is what it is. This is it. It's very, very basic. I have two TKLs. Keyboards. Yep, that is it. Yeah. These are both my keyboards. I love them.
I like that you've got that really cool ergo behind you, and you don't want to include it here.
Mostly out of laziness, because I was determined to make just a ton of CMS projects, and then there was a lot of content.
As someone on the ergo lifestyle, I
got the ergo easy there.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm an ergo boy.
I'm very, very slow on those keyboards. I like them, but man, I'm slow.
It was a rough 3 weeks for sure.
I'm sure it was.
And I tried to switch back to my DOS because I was on a DOS keyboard for a while. Yesterday, and it was difficult. It was a struggle because it doesn't have keycaps labeled on it, and I was just like I kept hitting the enter key when I wanted to hit the apostrophe key.
No,
just the muscle memory was in the wrong place.
Okay, I'm just making sure that this is our fault without the lack of content. I think so. Huh. That's what
someone is saying ortholinear is so hard to adapt to. Yes, 3 weeks were rough. I've been using a Moonlander for a few months now, and now there's no going back.
Which one? What? Sorry, I'm being dumb again. Keep talking. I added the environment variables locally, but not publicly, and I'm so tired. Okay, I'm going to do this really quick. Keep talking about keyboards.
Which one would happen first, existing Vim or getting to the end of Cass's key list? Also, Prionic FTW, never going back to a non-ortho board. Anyone using a UHK keyboard? There are a lot of like non-ortho people, a lot of ortholinear people in our comments today. That's really surprising. I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that the Contentful community was so into ortholinear keyboards.
Respect. Oh my gosh, I'm a fool. Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince Stefan to get a Moonlander, and he's like right on the fence about it. So I don't think I'm doing a successful job, but I'm trying.
Okay, now the deploy should work. Let's find out. I swear I'm better at coding than this.
Oh, it's totally fine. It's way harder when you're doing it on stream.
Yeah, you just kind of have to fail gracefully and be like, I promise I do this for a living.
Well, it's you can't really focus because you're like you're trying to think and also be personable, so it's much
Yeah,
harder.
not just like fart or something. And
Yeah.
hey, look at that.
Greens. I love green
Greens. I
things.
love all of the greens. Oh, this is great. Okay, well, lovely. That means we're almost done. And normally this build would be even faster. Oh, look at that. It's already done.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. Nothing, but it
Nothing.
says
Huzzah!
things. Yay.
Fifth
Okay,
time's the charm.
something. Now we can actually add real content to this site and make it fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Irish Beat says ship it, so I think maybe we can actually just
Ship
call it now.
Yeah,
No,
I think we're done. You know what birthday cards look like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like using the same graphics engine as D&D. Your imagination.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say happy birthday here. Okay, Shy.
Yeah.
We have to do stuff in Contentful.
Yeah, so we should
with
figure
it.
out what kind of content model we have. And so I guess we should figure out, so we can go over to content model and we can add a content model. Oh, you're already there. Amazing.
Look at me go.
And hit add content type. And I guess we got to figure out how we want to structure our generation. Do we want it to just be a collection of birthday cards? So it's like an image, a message, like an outer message, an inner message. Or do we want it to be like randomly generated? So there's collections of messages and then collections of images and it pulls it together? Or what are you thinking?
So I do think we should have the name
Yeah.
of the person that we're saying happy birthday to.
Yeah. Do we want to do that in Contentful or do we want to do that via query parameters? Because you'll need a Contentful account to set it. If
that's true, it would be. Oh, there's so many options here. I do like the idea of doing it in query parameters, but at the same time, it could be cool to just have it statically generate all of the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
we could statically generate all of the birthday cards and then just, pull in the name from the query param and just do a little bit of front end JavaScript to set that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
It's just close enough to static. Client-side JavaScript is still static JavaScript.
It still is. It's all that Jamstack stuff. Okay. Cool.
And then do we want the images to match with the messages or do we want them to be like maybe randomly paired? So we'll have a category of like images and a category of messages and they can like, I'm making hand gestures way too low and they can like mesh together, or do we want them to start like, and maybe some people in the comments have suggestions. So
nothing like HTML encoding all of my friends' names before I make them a what would you do? I'm curious because I admit I'm kind of a wee baby in the content modeling world. Like I've done it, but I don't know if I've ever done it the proper way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could do a list of allowed images. So I wish I should go grab the Valentine's Day card that I got, but it's hold on one sec. I'll be right back.
Okay, well. Oh no, panic. I'm not used to just talking to nobody. Psych. It's what I do all day. Did anybody get a good Valentine's Day card?
Hey Cass, I'm your
favorite from my
All right, I'm getting a look that I shouldn't share the Valentine's Day card. From there's some personal messages in the Valentine's Day card, so I'm gonna respect the look that I'm getting from my girlfriend and not share that on stream. So instead I'm gonna show these two Christmas cards that I got, and I feel like this is a great example of like
I don't want people to know I like you. That's fair.
Well, this card is so cool. It's I'm just gonna show the cover because the cover is great. It's a Spider-Man card,
is fun.
And the inside has stickers in it too. So it came with Spider-Man stickers.
That's pretty cool. I've got like a pizza sticker here.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Mail that over.
Okay. Send me your address again. You can have it. But stickers are always cool. They're underappreciated.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have cards.
Yeah, so I feel like these two cards, like basically the inside of them is the same. Like they're both just like happy holidays. But
Okay.
like the outsides, I feel like are interchangeable. Like the message is like so maybe it's message and then like a collection of images that are allowed to be paired with that message is the way to do it.
Sure.
And then like and just like pulls an image randomly. So like maybe call it birth. Yeah, that's great. You're doing great. So birthday
Boom.
message. Create.
Look at us go. Okay.
Did it not show up?
I don't know.
Refresh.
Wait.
Maybe?
Oh wait. Well.
What did you?
I don't know. I'm just gonna refresh. Okay. It didn't. That's fine. Message. The birthday message. I suppose we should add a field and then that will
Fields.
actually. Okay. We'll add a field.
So
Rich
probably a
text or
short
text?
text. Probably a short text. Or let's do a short text because short text is like 250 characters or 255. I want to say it's like about a tweet. Or do you think we'll need longer than that?
People don't read these things.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
Just kidding.
I mean, a good pun is short and sweet.
Right.
So I guess this will be the message.
Okay, so the message here is the same as the name of the whole thing that I filled out earlier?
Yeah, so if we hit create and configure,
okay,
we can set it as the title, the entry title.
Gotcha.
Just, in that tab. And then we could do validation. So I guess make it required, make it unique. And then I don't think we need to mess with the appearance or anything. It'll just be a text box.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's kind of fun though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Done.
And then maybe we can do pictures or like covers.
Sure.
So image. So it'll be media. Cover image. Looks good.
Should it be many or one?
Many. I think it should be many because it could be any of these. Create and configure. And then validation, probably just make sure it's an image and it's required.
Image required. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
And then hit save.
We have done it.
Cool. So maybe we can go.
So should the overall thing be also message or should the...
I think birthday card probably makes sense. Or
yeah. Birthday card. This is where it just like my lack of knowledge in this area.
That's okay.
Their birthday card for the
person.
Nerds. Okay. Cool. Done.
Awesome. And so we can go over to add content and maybe we can start filling these in. And I can do that while you code as well. Colin brings up a good point that the ID of that content type is going to stay as message, but that's totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine, I think.
So if you want to hit add birthday card, we can add some content. So let me pull up a fun birthday message. And if anyone in the audience wants to be added to this space as an author, I'm totally cool with that. If you want to add birthday cards, just shoot me a Twitter DM with your Contentful email and I'll add you to the org. You can add whatever puns you want. So that's a good one. NPM upgrade age. So I guess we can go find some media.
Yeah, let me pull up a picture and then we can add that in. What should it be? You can see that with the Home Depot and stuff as my tabs. I'm trying to do stuff around the house. What do people like on
I don't know,
birthday
just
cards?
look up terminals, I guess, or
Oh, I accidentally typed terminal puppy. We don't want that because that's tragic.
I mean, I
either
think
want
that's
terminal or puppy, not a terminal puppy. Oh, that's so
I like
sad.
the puppy in the cup.
Yeah,
is there
let's do
puppies coding?
puppies coding. Oh my gosh. Turns out puppies don't code much. Oh, aha! Look at that. That puppy's coding.
Do it. That's a
Aha.
dog with a job right there. That's a really small image.
It's a very small image, but it's also a big monitor, so it's not too small.
Yeah, You can actually just copy paste a link over as well. You don't have to save it
Really?
locally.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Copy image address. And then in here, I can do...
Add media, add new media. You got the pop-up. And then in the file, there should be an open file and then URL on the left.
Okay. Aha. Voila.
Done.
Okay, cool.
And
That's
then,
a cute name, but how about puppy coding?
yeah, I end up using the title as my alt text
I was
most
going to
of the
say,
time.
I do too. I almost never use both. Okay, should
I
I
hit publish. Yeah, do it. And then let's maybe add a second image so we can have the like random selection thing going, or
Sure. Let's see. There was another dog. This one. That's very cute. Oh heavens. Okay. This feels spammy. Okay. Add new media.
yeah.
I'm a pro now. Look at us go. I just jinxed it. I know I did. I'm gonna call this one dog debugging. It's very different from the puppy coding.
Got it. Looks good.
You can paste a URL in the Windows File Open dialog. Cool. I would do that, Tom, except my Windows PC did not turn on this morning, and so I am on my work Mac today.
I didn't know that. It's a good trick for whenever I do.
Yeah, next time I totally will.
I only I do one thing on my Windows PC, and it is video games, and that is it. So,
Yeah, for me, streaming games, and then occasionally I'll answer an email. Okay, should I hit publish then? Is that
yep,
it?
publish it. I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe we might want to add a slug to the content model as well, because we're going to need to do routing at some point.
Yeah, good point. And it could be a small slug. It could just be like it could be small.
Yeah. So text.
Slug.
Configure it. And this time we can mess with the appearance as well. So required and unique.
Okay.
In the validations. Yeah.
Cool. And then it should match like the dashes, right? Can we do that
Yeah, but
here?
I think the slug appearance field will take care of that for us.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Then never mind. Cool. Voila.
And hit
All
save.
right, then I'm going to save that and then go back to content. This thingy. Add a slug.
Yep.
I'm just going to call that upgrade. Cool.
Works for me.
Adorable. Okay. So now that we have this, we could try to parse it and get it on the page.
Works for me.
Okay. Cool. So it's not going to be posts anymore.
Gonna be messages now.
Yeah, it'll be messages. I kind of want to reorganize my styles. When I first made this starter, I was using styles.jsx, but I've since changed my tune. But scope creep later. Okay.
Isn't that the problem with like all? I feel like DevRel projects is you do a thing and then you learn about a new thing and then you.
Yep, and a lot can happen very quickly. Okay, cool. So we don't necessarily want posts. We're getting the entries. I kind of want to see just what the entries look like structure-wise, because I think I don't have to update this file. It won't be called posts anymore. It would be like messages. But I'm going to console.log posts. And I'm going to run this locally instead of trying to debug live, because that's not something you should do, Cassidy.
It'd be a little faster, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. npm run dev. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, localhost 3000. I'm gonna zoom. Look at that. It's mad at me. In there. All the
Fields of
time.
undefined.
That's probably because look at that. So we've got npm upgrade age, and then the cover images, and then the slugs.
Yeah. So
Right
it's
now,
an array of
I'm-
objects.
right, I am parsing things differently.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to call these messages. And I'm going to do messages here. And for now, messages there, and then little messages there. And then instead of doing a post, I'm just going to do and then darn it. Okay. Leave me alone. And then I'll do m.message. I want to see what that looks like. Because in theory, my word. I'm a good coder, I promise.
You got this.
Okay. Look at that. It's all
I
of
like
our
it.
messages.
I like it.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in case you can't see. So this was the card that I made, the npm upgrade age. I assume Shai made these other two.
Yeah, I'm adding another one, and I really like this one. So give me 1 second to publish it. I think this one's really funny.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let me just get another. Ooh, what's a good looking? I don't want to say what it is because I'm going to spoil it, and that'll ruin the joke.
Okay.
This is a good one too. I'm just going to grab a random. You know what? This one is fine. It'll just have one image on this one. It'll be like a. Ooh, come on, image upload. You can do it. I believe in you. It might just be because I'm stealing some random image from somewhere. In the URL. Oh, yeah. It's not a real URL. That would do it. Publish. Okay. I added it. So
Hey, 218,
may-
this is fine.
maybe you can guess what the image is on that one.
Fire. Nice. Okay, cool. Great. For some reason my line breaks aren't working, but that doesn't matter. We've got a message, which is good. And so now that we have a message, that means that we can start doing something a little bit more where it's not just putting everything on one page, but we can put it on different pages and do things. Because right now we have m.message showing up, but let's just say I wanted to do an m.slug
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Now we've got the your -30 now, and then things. This is a very, very messy thing that I just did. I'm gonna do a plus sign in between these just that way it's easier to differentiate.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So anyway, we've got
Irish
the
Beats just
plus
sent me a
signs with all the
message,
things.
so let me go ahead and add them as
Oh
an
yeah,
author.
add them to the space.
Yeah,
Okay.
message request.
So what I'm going to do, instead of adding things to the posts, I'm going to just say like go to one of the following slugs, and I'll say go to one of these slugs. And then I'm going to have a list, and then inside of here, I'm going to have an li, and then m.slug like that, and like that.
All right, I just added you, Irish Beats. You should have an invite in your email. So I added you as an author.
So these are all of the slugs now. Where if we want to have people go to like / one of these slugs, it could generate a generic birthday card, and then we can make it so if you add a query parameter,
it gives you the name and the from field.
Yeah. So great. Now that we have done this, I'm going to take out this next Contentful starter thing in the header because that's not what this is. We're just like, it's birthday time or something. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We're going to make this even smarter. Text. I love yak shaving. Okay. text is it's birthday time. Boom. Look at that, it's birthday time. Okay. Now we're going to start making all of these different routes. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new file, and it's going to have brackets around it. And I'm going to just call this... Actually, I'm going to make a page because I'll explain why. I'm going to make a folder and then put that in there. And I'm going to do card, and then inside of here, I'll do brackets. And then I'm going to do in brackets card.js like this. So the reason why I did this is a variable route where whatever routes we put in this card.js, it'll exist. Yay, fun. If I didn't have this, it could theoretically mess up our 404s if we went to some route that didn't exist. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this.
That makes sense.
I'm going to copy. I don't need to copy a lot of this. I'm going to take out post. We don't need this post.js anymore. Don't yell at me. You're fine. I'm not using it. Okay. Now inside this card.js, now we'll actually be going to /card/whatever the slug is. And so we're going to have, just like here, we're going to have this export default function. I'm just going to copy all of this into here, and then I'll do that. And now there's two functions in Next.js that we need to know, and it's get static paths and get static props.
Yeah.
Right now, we're using get static props down here in this export async function thing. And what this will do is it generates all of these different routes. And so in here, I'm going to ignore this for now. I'm going to do export async function get static paths. And then in get static paths, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to fetch all the entries, but we're just going to get the slugs. And then the slugs that we get in here will be the paths that we pass. And so I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to say const slugs, and it'll be p.fields.slug, I think. Actually, wait, no, this returns an array. It returns an array of things, and so it should be p.fields, and then for each of those, yeah, it's .slug, right? I think it's .slug.
Yeah.
That should be fine. Yeah. And then we return. I always forget how this one should be structured. I'm going to go to another project of mine to reference it. Because
I do that all the time, where I steal code from myself.
Yeah, where I'm just like, I've written this at some point. Okay. Where have I written this at some point? I think I wrote this in my Next Pranks project.
Ooh, pranks. What's that project?
Yeah, I could show it to you really quick. This one was pretty fun. So it's a fake Chicago Tribune website where it's let's prank people, and we could be like, Shy saved the city. And then it generates this link right here.
Yeah.
When I click on it, it rickrolls you. And then not only does it do that, but it uses the Next Head API to like generate Twitter cards and stuff. And so it looks like an authentic article if you don't actually click on the headline. So anyway, very proud of that project.
That's pretty cool.
I'm going to steal some code from it really quick.
We got a question from Tom Zors Live, which is, what is a slug? And slug's the unique identifying part of the web URL. So typically at the end. So I feel like in that prank thing, you were probably using the slug to generate like the query, I'm guessing, or something like that. Yeah. It's a great project. The prank project is pretty popular in the chat.
Yay. Actually, if you look up Next Pranks, I can actually share it really quick. And so
I'll toss it in the chat. Next Pranks. That was with a Z.
With a Z, yeah. It was a very serious project.
I mean, all good projects have a Z with them.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
And Tom Zor's Live says that they've never heard it called that before. I'm curious, what have you heard it called as if it's not a slug, what do you call it?
Tom is in the .NET circles and stuff, so I'll be curious to hear what it's called. And then so I had Next Pranks, and then I had Next Adventure. And I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So Next Adventure was another project that I made, and it was for Halloween. It's a choose your own adventure project where there's two aspects to it, and I'll just touch on this really quick because the URLs are actually cool, but it's also a fun project. So if you contribute a character, there's a Netlify form here. The Netlify form, when you run it, it executes a serverless function that pushes it to a Hasura database, and so you can add different characters to the story. And then if you click Get Spooky, you can actually walk through this text adventure story, and it's using XState as a state machine to navigate in the story. And so there's a developer named Spicoli who was working very late at night on Halloween. They decided to take a break to get a snack. He went to the kitchen and couldn't decide what to eat. Eat some candy. The doorbell rang. Trick or treat echoed outside. You're going to answer the door. Nobody was there. It was pretty spooky. Ask if anyone's out there. Who's there? Suddenly a werewolf comes out and says, "Have you heard of TypeScript?" and eats them. The end. Anyway, it was a pretty fun project, and there's the code behind it is very interesting. And I can share a link to that project as well.
Check it in the chat for you.
The state machine was kind of mind-boggling to make, but the reason why I'm pulling this up is because I'm also doing some funky URL things where I pull in all of the different types of paths and stuff and pass it through. And I have different story blocks of everything. But I think I'm good. Okay, I just wanted to confirm from my old code to make sure I'm doing everything generally right. So now that I'm generating these different slugs, I have to add the paths. And so the paths are going to be, actually, I can do all of that in here. It's going to be a template string, and it's going to be /card/ and then this p.fields.slug, like that. And so paths in here should be slugs. Technically, that's not entirely accurate. It doesn't matter, Cassidy. Okay.
Close enough, right?
Cool. Great. Okay, so now that we have the slugs, now that we have each of the different paths, in get static props, we can do stuff with it. For now, I am just going to return a hello world of some kind. Okay, cool. So we're going to look at the path here. So I'm going to do /card/upgrade and see if that works. Look at that. The path worked. And if I do something else that's not in there, we get a 404.
404.
Great. Cool. That's what we want. Okay.
Is there any chance that you can make your address bar bigger?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Because if it is, that would be very useful for other demos, but I have never known how to do that. Can I just like zoom in? Nope, that's not how this works.
It's not quite there. Maybe
just know that I typed nothing and that gave me the 404, and I typed upgrade and it worked.
You could use the Alt Command A. No, that's a zoom shortcut. What's the shortcut for magnifier in
settings,
accessibility,
user interface zoom?
Yeah.
User interface zoom. I don't see that. I don't see that on here.
Okay. Settings, appearance, user interface zoom.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'll fix this later when I'm not streaming.
It's all right.
This is fine. Okay. Wow, it is so big. You should see like my laptop monitor. It's just giant.
Oh, is it like the MacBook like fancy 4K thing where like it's running at a...
No, it's not fancy. This is fine. Okay. Anyway, we've got the slugs. Yeah. That is good. Okay, now that we have the slugs, if you look at the path, again, if I were to go to / actually, I'm going to be smarter about this.
Yeah.
Watch out, world.
Are you going to turn them into links?
I'm going to turn them into links.
I was wondering when that was going to happen.
Import link from next link. And then in here, what I can do is I'm going to do link / link. Next does their links in kind of a funky way.
Yeah.
Where we have the link tag and then we have an anchor tag inside of that. And then we have the text, but then the href is on the outer link. And so inside of here is where we're going to do the /card/ and then in here m.slug.
Yeah.
That should work. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, cool.
Adrian says that a group of slugs is known as a cornucopia. So this is our cornucopia page.
Oh, I like that. Can I spell that right on the first try? Maybe. This is questionable. Cornucopia.
He has it as CORNUCOPIA.
Then that's a miracle and it worked.
You did it.
Okay. There we go. You've left your mark on this project. Okay. Cool.
He says it's like, but animal slugs, and we're going to take it. We're going to make it a web tech terminology now. So that's what it's called in web dev.
Great.
Everyone go update the docs.
Okay. So now that we have this, I'm trying to decide how I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because
what are you thinking? What's going through your head?
What's going through my head is, do we want to make another API call here? And so we generate all of these different pages, or do we want to just do all the JavaScript on each of the static paths? Because we could do all of this on each of the static paths and do just more client-side stuff. Both work just fine, and I shouldn't be thinking too much about it.
Yeah, I feel like generating the pages would be fun.
Yeah,
and just have because that'll make it really fast. It'll take advantage of like the Netlify Edge stuff and
right. So I'm going to do right now. It's just going to say text and then hello like this. But what I'd like the header text to do is pull in anything. I'm going to do this hip array thing. Ooh, it didn't work. Why? It should. Do others work? Okay, the others work. Maybe that one just isn't done yet or something.
It might not be cached or.
Yeah, it might just. Yeah, it might just. We need to. I wonder. Oh wait, there was a typo. That's why. Oh, that's funny how whoever edited it in Contentful and it suddenly started working. That's pretty funny.
Great job. I'm assuming that's Adrian, since Adrian is the only other person doing.
Good job, Adrian.
If anyone else, like I said earlier, if anyone else who just joined wants to help us make birthday cards, just shoot me a message, and I will add you to the space. And yep, Adrian just says they typoed the slug and then fixed it.
Nice. Okay, I'm closing some of these just so that way I can have some tabs back. Okay, we don't need that right now. Okay, so we want to generate for each of these pages. Come on. For each of these pages, this is where I might have to refer to my own code again because I'm trying to remember how we can do it. Because I think what we can do is, based on the path, only generate this type of content for that page. And so instead of getting the array of messages, we'll just pull in the message and stuff from that path.
Yeah. I've
done this before, but I don't remember on what project.
Yeah.
And so I might just go to the Next.js docs for a sec and just I'm gonna find this. Because again, we're doing this live. It should be fine. Data fetching. That's what we want. Why isn't data fetching? I don't want get initial props. Come on, next. This data fetching, that should work. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I know that get static props is the function that we're using, correct. But I want to use get static paths with it. Where's get static paths? My gosh. There we go.
Yay.
Okay, cool. So we're getting our paths correct. Paths key, we did that. Fallback, we did that. And now in get static props, we get the params. Great. Okay, so we are getting the params. And then based on those params, we can do a filter. And so we could do like p.fields and then filter or whatever based on the slug that matches. And then the props that we pass to the page are based on that. Okay, cool. That was a lot simpler than I thought it would be. Who remembers how to use filter off the top of your head? JavaScript filter. Because I have to look it up every single time.
I have to look up most things JavaScript every single time. I have to look up most things in general every time. So.
Okay, so we're pulling out any words that are greater than 6. That's how you do it. Okay, so we return a arrow function that returns something truthy. Okay, great. So we want to do p.fields, and then this will be, I'm going to say content instead of messages, because we're going to get the message in addition to the images. And so we've got this array that returns p.fields.filter, and then we want to do I'm going to say thing. Oh my word. Okay, thing. And then if thing dot slug equals params. I think that will work.
Yeah.
I'm going to console.log params really quick, just in case there's something like it's not just a string.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let me see that log. Oh, oh my goodness.
There's
okay,
a lot.
1 second.
There's a lot.
So many logs. Okay. Okay, got it. And so I don't want to do thing.slug. I want to do params.card.
Yeah.
Great. So if I were on this page to pull in content and then theoretically do content.message,
yeah,
this should work.
Yeah.
Let's find out. It didn't. That's
no.
fine. Okay. Console.log content. Fun fact for those who don't know, Next is kind of weird with its page components.
Yeah.
Because if it's inside of this function, it's in the browser. If it's inside of these functions, it's in Node. Yeah. So when I log in these functions, it's in Node, but in here I can actually.
Oh gosh, that must make debugging no fun because you got to pull.
Yep.
A bunch of different places.
It is something.
Hip,
hooray. Okay, so that worked. It's returning an array of 1.
Would it be message 1 or message 0 array, I guess, or just the first thing?
Watch out, world. There we go. Hey!
Yay!
It worked. Wow, what a day. Okay, cool. So now we have the content. Now we can actually do images.
Yep.
And if we want to do a random image, then I'll do that on the client side instead of on the static side.
That makes sense.
And so I'm going to just do, how do we want to do this?
Yeah, well, Salma just showed up in our green room, so maybe I could pull her in and see if she has any ideas.
Hello.
I don't even know what you're doing. I was doing something else. Hi.
Hi.
I thought you were crashing because you had things that you wanted us to do. So.
No, Angie just said, "Do you want to come in?" And
I thought Angie was Angie pinged me, and I was like, "Oh, does Salma have something she wants to say?" Or
no. Well, I'll join in.
You have to give us all context when you do things like this.
What's going down in Birthday Town?
Yeah, so we're making a birthday card generator because I'm turning 30 tomorrow, which is awful.
Ancient.
And so
Right.
we built a little thing inside Contentful that stores messages and pictures. And Cassidy has built a really cool site that using Next.js that takes those messages and displays them out. And we're going to add it so it shows the images in a little bit, and maybe we'll have some query parameters so you can do a to and a from field as well.
I mean, it sounds like you've got it all under control.
Yeah, we do. I think we do. So.
Now it's much more under control than it was. I'm learning how to pull images from Contentful though. I might have to make a YouTube.
Yeah, so this one I can help with. So it'll
Yay!
Even I can help with that one.
Salma, you take
Oh
it.
my
You take it.
gosh.
Oh gosh, really?
Okay.
See, I don't know whether you know, Cassidy, but this is my 6th week now at Contentful.
Oh wow, welcome.
Thank you, and welcome to you too.
Okay.
Well, all I know is that it's really nice to be able to add query parameters to the URL to get like a really optimized size for your needs. So if you upload like the fullest resolution to Contentful, but then you can just basically request whatever you want with other things in the URL. So you can just append query parameters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So what if I want to pull a random image from this array? Do you have a quick way of doing it? Otherwise, I can just keep attempting.
Yeah, so I would just do like random.choice in Python on the array, but I don't know what the JavaScript equivalent of random.choice is.
It's the old math.random with the items length.
Items
and blah,
dot
blah, blah.
length
Yeah,
minus
I've also
one.
used
All
it.
that.
I did that the other day.
There's no
I
JavaScript version of it that you have to do the. Oof.
No, you have to do math.random every single
gosh.
time, and it's such a pain. Okay,
That's the one.
I was delighted when I
This is-
discovered random.choice, so I feel your pain here.
I think I can log in with.
To be honest, if there was a random choice thing in JavaScript, it would probably be as weird as how JavaScript parses dates.
Don't get me started on dates.
I don't think that's a JavaScript problem. I think that's an everybody problem.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool.
There you go.
We're getting our random.
Sociable
image.
Steve gave us array math.floor math.random times array.length.
That's
Yep.
the one.
That's it. So
You can just return that as well because you're not returning anything from parse images.
right. Well, so we're right now. I want to not only get the random
I
item,
see,
but
yes.
then parse it further.
Yeah. So then it'll be item.url, or it might be item.field.
I think it's item.fields.url.
.file.
Item.
Yeah, fields.file.url.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, something cool that Khaled taught me is can you right click on that and have it copy the path? This might be a Chrome only thing, but if you right click on it might give you a copy.
What?
Yeah, Khaled told me about this on like the second or third
yeah.
live stream, and even months, even however long it's been since he taught us that, it is still like the MVP fact that I've gotten from live streaming.
I'm legitimate. That made me tear up just slightly out of so much joy. Oh my heavens. That is going to make my live coding life so much easier. Oh wow.
You gotta credit Khaled. I'm still not convinced that Khaled didn't invent that. So
I'm astounded. I'm in awe. I am pleased. Oh, what a day.
I actually used that yesterday when I was updating some Contentful docs. I had to just get a really big example of a response. It's joyful.
That is so great. Okay, so I not only need that, I also need the title of the image.
Yep. So it should be in that same area with the image.
Oh, it should? Okay.
Yeah, it should be like details maybe. No, it shouldn't be.
Oh, it's probably because I'm on this one and this one just wasn't given a name. Let me look at the one that I made really quick. If I go to /card/upgrade, I want to just see what that one looks like because I know what the title's supposed to be for that one. Aha. Yeah, so it is just title.
Oh.
Wow. I am going to be using this.
That is required, so we get it on. Oh no, I can't require it on the image. I'll just go update it. Oh no, they all have titles. I don't know why that didn't show up.
Dang, this is amazing. Okay, that should be it. That should be it.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll find
Oh,
out.
what you might want to do as well is you get the width and the height back from the API, and you might want to put that in your HTML so you don't get those weird layout issue shifting.
Optimize some of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Aha. Look at this. Copy it. Oh, heavens. Okay. Let's see. I'm copying. Yeah, I'll just do dot image and then I'll make it cute. Okay. Size that item. That should be fine. And then it'll be size dot width, size dot height.
Mhm.
Okay, great. And so if I were to call, I'm just going to do an image tag in here. I'm going to say random image content is dot cover image.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to do parse image of content dot cover image. Parge image. Ha ha ha. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then inside of image, I'm going to do src is equal to, I'm going to say URL because I will mess that up every single time. src is image.url. Oh, URL.
Yeah.
Alt is image.alt. Width is image.size.width. And then I'll leave it at that for now, just to make sure.
Yay!
Ah! Wow.
The thing is with this as well, are you generating, you're just getting that image randomly every time the page reloads, or is it built
Yes.
into the static thing?
That part is
Page
not
reload.
in the static. This part is client side. So the static page is just the path and the message, and then the image is randomly generated each time. Image.size.height. The large text actually made me have to bend over to make sure I'm looking at the right size. Okay, cool. Wow, we did it.
It looks good.
Now is the time where you just have to keep refreshing the page to see what different images you get.
That's true. I also want to see what other people did. And then no.
Originally, that was a 218, and then I realized that the 218 isn't the teapot image, and so I changed it. I messed that up. I screwed up the joke. So this is why they don't let me do jokes at Contentful. So
Look at those random images. What a time. What a
Yeah.
place. Why are you yelling? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Here's how I'm going to solve that. Optional chaining. Done.
just ignore the error. Suppress it.
Yeah. Optional chaining's the best.
It's not an
Okay.
error if you don't see it.
That's right. Cool. Well, we have done it. We have birthday cards. Now we
Yeah.
can do the
Query
whole
parameter?
parameter thing.
So Cassidy, so the other thing that I know you for, besides mechanical keyboards and really exciting newsletters, is CSS. You're the CSS wizard. How
I do
difficult
like CSS.
would it be to do the whole like opening animation kind of thing of the card opening and the text being inside?
It would not be hard.
Yeah.
It would take some time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have enough time. for
Fair
that.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, we could.
I got a meeting in like 40 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
We could make this cuter though in general.
Oh, how about something like a random font size or a random font color or a random everything else?
I do like the idea of the random color. That being said, if we do a random color, then we could run into accessibility things.
Yes.
So I do like the idea of doing a fun font at least though. So Actually, really quick before I get into this, I'm going to do some global styles. For those who don't know how to add global styles, you do this in a very funky way in Next.js because you have to make a page that wraps all of the pages.
Yeah.
And there's a special file called _app.js. Once you use it, that's where all of your global styles go. And guess what? I have done this before, so I'm going to copy and paste it from one of my own projects again. Man, I made myself a URL shortener. I need to do this more often just for all of my starters that I've made for
This is
myself.
cool. So I just found a really cool thing on CodePen. so I was poking around on CodePen to look at greeting cards, and I found a really cool thing that uses 3D that seems difficult. But it's really cool.
Ooh.
So,
I mean, I'm not against it. We can try.
I don't know how
see how
difficult.
far we get.
Maybe you could take a look and see how difficult it would be to just rip this off verbatim. I'll throw it in the private chat, but feel free to say no if it's
Okay.
difficult.
Let me
wait.
vet this.
Okay. All right, let me make my styles folder.
Oh, someone is asking, do I write Ruby at Contentful? No, I've written. And let me see. I can actually count the number of lines of Ruby that I've written at Contentful, because I did a blog post about it.
I mean, you could definitely copy and paste this and do some stuff. I mean, yes, you could achieve this.
Whenever someone says, I mean, yes, that's always promising.
It sounds hard. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say this sounds difficult. So I think we'll have to change a bunch of stuff. They don't have images on the cover. They
Exactly.
just have a color, and so like yeah. Maybe I'll play with this on my own time. So
Because I did all of this, I'm going to axe all the styled JS sets and index. So for those who weren't necessarily following along with what I was working on, so I made a styles folder and I added a globals.css. It has very, very basic styles and they're just basic fonts and stuff. In the jsconfig.json, I added this @styles line. And let me scoot that over there. So in Next.js, in the JS config, if you add @components, @utils, @whatever in here, it does absolute paths. And so in any of these files, if I were to do, for example, in app.js, I have this @styles.globals.css. No matter where the file is, it will always go to the styles folder. Or, for example, inside of card.js, see how we have this @components footer, @components header. If you rearranged files and stuff, it'll always point to the same thing, these absolute paths, and so you don't have to deal with having that .. /..
I need to
forever.
do this. Where did you
It's-
define that again?
It's so nice. And so it's in the jsconfig.json.
Nice.
If you'd like to see this, again, I have this next starter project. I'll paste it in the private chat and in the public one, so you can check it out. It's very, very useful. This next starter project just automatically sets up some of these for you if you wanted to try it out, but it saves so much time and energy, especially if you have a big design system. You could do like @design_system/buttons and then just pull all of your buttons from that. It scales really, really well.
this is funny. Adrian says that that's the starter they're planning to use on his stream tomorrow on the
Nice.
Tricourier channel.
Yay.
And what's also
glad.
interesting is I was struggling with a similar thing in my next project yesterday on stream, where all of my style files were all over the place. Some belonged to components, some didn't, and it was just a mess. And that is going to sort my life out.
Yeah, it's great because typically, for example, if I use something like Bulma or some kind of CSS utility, I can put everything in the globals there or in this styles folder and point to it, but then still use CSS modules for my custom stuff for each of the individual components. It saves so much time and energy. So I found some funky fonts.
Ooh, they are funky.
Yeah, I kind of like this Funk Heads one with the faces, but that's not descriptive.
I was gonna say I can't tell what the letters are.
Yeah, that's
So if there's letters, or is it like wingdings?
Yeah.
Oh, you should go for some kind of Comic Sans replicant.
Yeah,
Potentially.
How do you find that?
It's not on Google Fonts.
Yeah, I usually end up searching Google Fonts, Comic Sans alternative,
Yeah.
and to see what someone recommended.
Okay, Google Fonts, Comic Sans alternative.
I think I've seen some places where you can use it as a system. You can use like if it's installed on the system, but you can't guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. I like this image a lot. That is very funny. Okay, none of these are helpful because it doesn't show me the font, people.
Is it not the example paragraph? Was that not?
No, it wasn't. But you know, Comic New. I'm just gonna stick with that.
Close
It's
enough,
easy.
right?
And can I? Oh, select the style. Okay. Phew. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to import it into my global styles over here. That, and then I'm gonna do Comic New.
What's your preference between just including that link in the head and importing it in the CSS in this case?
In this case, truly just picked one.
Sure. Valid.
But sometimes I will put it in like the Next.js head thing right here.
We also got a recommendation from Montserrat as well from the comments. Monster at.
What did he say? Or what did they say?
It's just someone threw the word in the chat.
Oh, Monster, like the font.
The font, yeah.
I thought that was someone's username, and I was just like, okay, what's their suggestion? Come on, Shai. Okay, never mind. It's been a day. Okay. So I'm kind of curious about Monster Rat. Let me just see. Monster Rat.
Like AT at the end.
See, I thought that might have been a typo of
Monsterat.
I thought it might have been a typo
word.
of Montserrat.
Montserrat.
Am I just reading it wrong? Am I also having a day?
Or I don't actually know how to spell it well, but I know what Montserrat is. It's a nice font. I can't find it now, though.
We can stick with the comic one then. We're
sticking with the comic. Also, whenever you update this _app.js thing, you have to restart your thingy because it's now also when I say thingy, that is the technical term for your dev server. But you have to do that to make it tolerate you. Okay, cool. And so also in globals.css, what I'm going to do is actually I'll just do this in card. I'm just going to call everything a div container.
Yeah. Fair enough.
This name is
thingy is the best technical term ever.
Hey, now it's centered. Watch out, world.
Ooh, stylish.
Also,
now that I've seen the dog image, I keep wanting to do the much style or such style.
Wow. Okay, cool. And so if we were to go back over here to home, we can do this to our other pages. Yay! Oh boy, this is very fun. Okay, cool. We've done it. Now we want to get query parameters. So we do this. We have to do this with the client side of JavaScript. There's, ooh, actually, look at that. That's not working. That's my own CSS problem. I'll fix that. I'll just stick with this for now. Okay. I know how to do this.
Hooray.
GIFs work. Yeah. There's, what was I going to Google? There's a use router hook in Next.js. I don't know if it will work for us, but it might for getting the params. Query, look at us go. Okay. So I think I can do import. Actually, do I want to do this? Later. Baby steps. Okay.
Hey, Selma, do you know if it's possible to tone Nightbot down a little bit? People are
I toned it way down, but I'm going to tone it down some more. Just you watch me.
We've got some folks posting curlies and helpful programmery things, and Nightbot doesn't like it.
Just you wait. I'm gonna kick it.
We're kicking Nightbot out. Oof.
No. I'm gonna kick it into submission.
Oh, this is exciting, Cassidy. I just had a fun thing happen. Netlify just followed me on Twitter.
No.
Whoa.
I feel special now.
Yeah, I wonder. I've got to see who's controlling the account and make them undo this damage. I'm kidding. Ha ha ha. Okay. I think I can do use router from next router. Okay.
You can now all spam symbols in the chat.
Hooray! Sorry. Now I can do. I think it's just let routers use router and then pull in the query params. I'm gonna look up query. There it is. If the page doesn't have data fetching requirements. Here's the one thing that I'm trying to remember. Last time I tried to do some query param stuff. They were just like, we don't like it when people use query params on static pages, and so Next just doesn't allow it.
Really?
And I talked to their developers. I was like, why? And they kind of just did the shrug emoji. So if that is still the case,
that might make this a little difficult.
That's interesting. I was doing some pagination on a blog with Next.js the other day. So I built the /blog page statically, but then can use query params on the client, and it worked fine.
It worked fine?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I'm just going to assume that you're right.
Let's hope.
Let me also, I have to change my, some of these settings. Something's got to give, because I cannot see my URLs because I've made this way too big. So that way other people can see my URLs. 1 second, because look how big this setting
Oh, that's so difficult.
is.
That seems so difficult.
It is a lot. I'm going to make it just a little
I think it was in
smaller.
accessibility the first time. Oh, no, it's here.
Yes.
It's right here.
Just a tiny bit smaller. Okay. I also want to just get rid of the search there, but I can probably do this another time. Show address bar. Get rid of the search. Sorry. Probably should have planned this out.
Well, I mean, I feel like I feel like the wrong computer excuse still applies here.
Yeah, again, not used to. Okay, great. Now we can see the entire search bar, and I can add a query parameter. I'm just going to do name equals.
Should we do to and from? Because we'll need both.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, to ampersand from cake. Okay, I'm just gonna do that for now. It shouldn't change anything on this. Great, excellent.
I'm just gonna check my code to see if there was anything untoward I came across when I did this.
That would be great. Okay, because I think I can do. I don't want to do router.push. I just want to. I just want to get the query. Okay, well, we'll find out. Console.log router.query. Let's see what that pulls up. It worked. Okay, great. I'm just gonna say that this works great then and assume that it's fine, because it's weird that it doesn't show that in the docs. And again, they maybe they just added compatibility for it recently, because it was not a thing before.
I can confirm nothing untoward.
Okay, so we're going to. Do we want to have just the to from below the image?
Probably the to on the top and the from on the bottom.
Good call.
And then I don't know if it's possible to put the image on the left side and the text on the right. Maybe have the image left aligned and then all the text right aligned. I don't know.
Oh yeah, to make it an actual card.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do something like that. Okay, CSS is going to happen.
Sorry for forcing CSS on you.
It's fine.
We could also do the bottom top. So to show the card that Stefan sent me this year, it's a image and then it folds up, and so it's kind of like a image above the text kind of thing, sort of close too, but left, right, or top, bottom.
Okay. So we have 2 fish from cake. That's what we want. We'll make fonts bigger. We'll do all of this thing. I should probably pull this out into a component. Okay, so we're going to pass in an image, and we're also going to pass in the router to this component. And so I'm going to make a new file. New file. I'm going to call it card.js. We're going to copy all of this just to make my life a little easier. Call it card. We're pulling in image and route. I'm going to say router.query. I'm gonna call it to and from. We'll make this even cleaner. Okay. I'm going to call this div and div. I'm going to not pull it out of here, but out of here. Into that. Into that.
I'm at
Great.
that point where like I should probably leave, but it's really hard to find a point to be like, well, see you now.
Thanks for joining us, Sama. I appreciate
Have a great
having you.
day.
See you later.
Nice to meet
It
you,
was nice
Cassidy.
meeting you.
I'll see you around soon.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun. Here we go.
Router.query.from. Do that. Okay. Great. We don't have card. That's all right. I took out the footer. There we go. Now we've got the card. Don't yell. We're just going to call this to and from. Okay, great.
Yay.
We have it in the card. Cool. Then that means now that we've done that, we can do a new file, card.module.css. And in here, we'll do the CSS that Shai desperately wants. Okay.
You're just so much better at CSS than I am. Every time I watch you do CSS, it's like a master class.
Okay, so I'm going to do import styles from. Also, thank you. card.module.css. Okay. And now I'm going to do styles, and I'll just say styles.card for now. We're going to have a card class. I'm going to say the card is a display flex, align items,
How much-
center.
Not to break your flow at all,
Uh-huh.
but how much studying did you end up doing to like start? Because I feel like every time I do CSS, I have to pull up docs, and you're just like dropping it from memory.
Truly, it was just practice. What I
Yeah.
used to do is I called it like Code Pen Thursdays.
Mhm.
And every Thursday I would just dedicate an hour to making something on Code Pen.
Yeah.
And practice really works.
Yeah.
Who knew? And so, okay, cool. We have it side to side, top and bottom there. I'll fix the font and everything. But anyway, that's truly what helped. From there it was just kind of experimenting. Let's see, the card. I'm gonna do styles equals styles.to from. And then in to from, I'm going to do a padding of like 20 pixels to give it a little bit of space there. Or not, whatever, it's fine. Did I mess something up? Oh, I did styles instead of class name. Practice make perfect. Big style float clear. Perfect. Okay, great, cool. And then I want to make this font size a little bigger. I'm going to do font size 2em. It might be too big. That's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. Let's get a little bit zany.
Let's do it.
Okay. Padding 5 pixels. I'm going to do a background. Let's do a fun color, but not an obnoxious color. You know what? there's this Nord theme. I
Yeah.
use this theme for everything whenever I
Ooh.
can't come up with a good color
This
idea.
is really nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna paste it in the chat there. And I'm gonna take some colors.
Yeah, I always find that I was redoing the adulting.dev website in 2020 when I thought I might be able to do it in person. And I just spent so much time like rotating color themes and never found something that I liked.
In there. Okay, and I'm gonna do color is that. It's not super fancy, but it's something.
Good
And then
enough.
I'm gonna do a border radius of, I'll just say 5 pixels for now. Actually, 15, just to give it a little bit more space. So now we've got a little
Ooh.
card.
That looks nice.
Do we want to do anything else?
We could send these to our friends, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. There we
We
go.
could deploy it. We still haven't deployed it in a little bit, so maybe if people in the audience want to mess around and send it.
Very good call. Let's deploy it.
The other thing is maybe we could add some buttons to or a form on the front page that builds the route for us.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, so
Ooh, there's a VS Code Nord theme.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Action
Okay.
installs the VS Code Nord theme. I don't know. You're using Night Owl though, right? That's Sarah's theme.
Yeah, I use Sarah Drasner's theme. Git add that. Git add pages. Git add JS config.
Yeah, I really want to build a Contentful VS Code theme since we've got like our design library has all our colors and stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. I think that might be a fun little project to do at some point. One of the many billion projects in the backlog.
If so many, it's painful. Okay, so I'm pushing this, and by pushing this, that automatically triggers
Deploys
a build
it?
in Netlify. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll deploy it, and so if I refresh, we'll probably see building right here.
Hooray!
I'm going to give us a cooler URL instead of Jolly Roentgen 7C0489.
Yeah.
How about we do birthday?
Let's try it if it's available.
If it's available, that'll be a miracle. But I doubt it. What if I did birthday card? Birthday
cards?
Cards. Yes!
Yay!
We got birthday cards. Okay, birthdaycards.netlify.app.
What is on birthday.netlify.app right now, out of curiosity?
Yeah, I am also curious about that.
Oh, this is really nice, actually. I really like this. Birthday.netlify.app is great.
Should I pull it up or is it
Yeah, you
dangerous
should
for the
pull it up.
stream?
It's really good.
Birthday.netlify.app. Aw, that's
Birthday-card.netlify.app is pretty sweet as well. So
okay, I'm gonna try it. Aw, that's very cute.
these are both so wholesome. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, ours. I'm going to go to our repo, and then I'm also going to add this to the website here, so people can actually find it. That is a URL.
Let me post it in the comments so people can click on it as well if they want.
That. And it's been deployed. That was done. That was actually done really fast.
Yeah.
I always get surprised by it, but static sites build so much faster than ones that need serverless functions and stuff. It takes that was probably 15 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the content model is also fairly light right now.
Very true. Very true. We don't have a ton of routes yet.
And even then, it's like the pages are like fairly clean.
Yeah.
Too.
So if we were to go here, go to hip array, look at that. And so now we need to be able to add our
That's funny.
parameters. Okay, cool.
So it might be interesting to turn this more into a form style thing where it's like a to field, a from field, and you click which thing you want.
And you get the type of card that you want. Yeah.
Jekyll would like a word with you on building sites quickly. This is why I don't use Jekyll anymore.
All right. So I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. Okay.
Yeah.
We have time.
I think we can do this.
We should be able to, I think. Okay. So first of all, inside of this, I think I'm still console logging. So let me pull out that log so we don't have that all over the place. Okay. So on index.js right now, we just have the list of links. What we can do instead is be like, choose a card type.
Yeah.
And then choose a card type, put your to and from, and then it'll fill it out.
Yeah. And I feel like we can do this all client side as well.
We totally can. I'm going to just call this form.js.
Yeah.
It is not going to be cute.
It's fine.
But that's okay. We can always add CSS later. Okay, inside form, I'm not going to take in anything quite yet. And I'm just going to do, okay. First of all, we're going to want an input for your name. So input type equals text, and then I'll do placeholder to like that, and then I'll do another one from. And then we also, what we could do, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What do you think?
I'm going to pull in a prop of all of the different card types. Yeah. And so then what I can do is inside of here. Oh, you're good. Go
from the door. I think it's a package. Give me 1 sec.
Go get your package. It's fine. Hello, everybody. I own this stream now. For all the different card types, we're going to map and then card inside of here. For each card type, now we're going to do our... We should do radio buttons, shouldn't we? We probably should. We'll just radio buttons. We should probably do that. What I could... Hang on. There's an even more accessible and great way of doing this. I could do a Reach UI combo box. No, I'll do a checkbox. Yeah. Let me just radio. Should be able to do a Reach UI radio. If you don't know what Reach UI is, it's a really, really nice React component library that takes advantage of all of the accessibility things you could want. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I was just saying that we could use Reach UI to pick a card type.
Yeah.
And then we could it'll like handle the state of picking things and stuff for us. And I think to do that, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult to do something like that. And then we don't have to. I just thought he never left. You had your cardboard cut up.
This is the problem with living on the first floor of a building, is that I get buzzed all the time, and most of the time it is not for me. And
that's annoying.
Yep. So, it's really frustrating. So I would not recommend living on the first floor of an apartment building. So.
Rip. Okay. This should be fine. I am just making sure that I'm doing this right. Okay. I'm going to install this. This will make our lives easier accessibility-wise. Shai, I don't know if you've used Reach UI before.
I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. I'm looking at it, and it's really nice.
It is a really, it's nice because it has zero opinions on styles or anything. It truly just handles all the accessibility for a lot of common components. And so we can have this form for picking the type of card without having to deal with managing the state of a select or something like that.
Yeah.
Which
I almost
very nice.
Did something terrible. And so the comments button in StreamYard is very close to the end broadcast button in StreamYard.
Oh my gosh.
And now I really want them to change the UI.
That would have been an adventure.
Oof. Big oof. Oh, and it has animations and
it handles it handles a lot of stuff for you. It's real. Every time I start like making a pop-up or something, I'm like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. This does it for you. Especially again without the opinionated styles, because you always remove those anyway.
Yeah, it's part of why I feel like all my favorite frameworks and tools are the ones that just take care of like the annoying stuff. Like Flask is so light
Right.
and unopinionated. It just does the routing and leaves you alone most of the time for everything else. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I should be able to do this.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to paste that in here. We don't need,
all the Bojangles.
yeah, we don't need all of that. We don't need all the chicken types. Although chicken, I do like chicken. Okay. And so I can wrap this list box here with the loop. And then inside of here, return a list box option in there.
Mhm.
And then in the list box option, it'll be the value. That could be the different slugs.
Yeah, and maybe we could set the actual thing as like the title rather than the slug. Like have
Right.
the
Exactly. And so for the different card types, that'll really just be the different types of cards, all of the different cards. And so assuming I haven't passed anything in yet, but we'll make this be card.title. I think that's what it would be, card.title, and then in here card.slug.
it might be card.message unless you changed it.
I think you're right. Card.message and card.slug.
Slug.
Yep, that's definitely it. And then the default value,
I guess.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna do
upgrade.
that. I know that upgrade exists, and so that should be fine. Cool. Let me make sure that nothing is completely destroyed because I haven't looked at this in a second. Oh wait, I didn't actually put it on the page. Huh, that's something we should do. That. Then in here, I'm just gonna comment these out. I'm gonna do form, and then we're going to import form from this. I know there's a way to do this in a cleaner way, and this is where my old Vim self wants to do something, but I can't do that in VS Code. Okay, anyway, in the form, and then in the form we're actually passing in all of the different cards. Yes, card types. I'm just going to say cards, just to make it a tiny bit shorter. I can do cards equals, and then, oh, we call them messages. Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's fine. Okay. Let's see if this breaks everything or not. Please don't. Hey, look at that.
Yay!
Perfect.
We got it.
Excellent. Great. Cool. Okay. So we want to generate a link based on this. With these inputs, let me see really quick if Reach UI has an input thing. I think it might. Otherwise, I have to do reach.tech. The one annoying thing is React and Reach are one letter apart. That bugs me. Because if we can type things in, then I don't have to manage the state. Otherwise, I'll have to pull in some use state stuff, which is not the end of the world. It's just a thing. It's a thing. Okay, I've got to type it. That's fine. That is fine. That is fine. I'm going to do that really quick. So import use. For those who don't know, you can use just an input box, but we still have to get the value from that input box from React. I would get into controlled and uncontrolled components right now, but no time. Okay. Let to set to no equals use state. This is definitely not my live coding computer because I still have all of those pop-ups coming up telling me what I might want to do. And then I'll do from set from, and then we'll have a default value of just empty. That should be fine.
Makes sense.
And then down here, this is where we're going to want the link. And so I'm going to do import link from Next link. And then in here, we're going to say, give this link to your friends. And then link this. Okay, and then the href in here is going to be the string that we generate. Okay. So the value that we pull from list box, there's a hook for that. I need to remember what that is. But inside of here, we're going to do value is equal to 2, and then on change, I think is what it is. Oh, this is starting to test my memory. In here, it should be E, and then we could do set to of e.target.value. I think that should be right. I am going to pull up my notes app really quick just for myself to confirm that, because otherwise it could be debugging this. 1 second. There it is. Okay. How you doing, Shai? Did you get a package?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was something I kickstarted. So I was actually in the list.
Oh, what did you kickstart?
It's a board game. It's not real Kickstarter. It's like board game Kickstarter. It's the Game Crafter. It's like a print on. I guess I can open it on stream to.
I love board games. Well, you know that. For those who don't know,
I do.
Shai and I used to play board games a lot when we lived in the same city.
Yeah, I think that's how we became friends.
I think it was. Yeah. Friends who are bored together.
I miss board games.
I know.
I still need to like break out Go. I got the package that you sent me, the Go package, and I still haven't actually had a chance to sit down. I saw the Shut Up and Sit Down review of it around the same time that I got the game from you, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna really get into Go, and then I haven't touched it at all since.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I got this. It's called On Your Mark. It's kind of like Carcassonne in that you're like laying tiles out, and it's like a print on demand. So I think they're probably like only like 100 of these out in the wild, which is kind of cool.
Nice
thing. So
that's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can do value and then an on change. Great. Okay.
Wonder if anyone makes a Golang board game. Irish Beats wants to know what our favorite board games are.
I really like Feast for Odin. That's the one I'm really into right now.
Reiner Knizia game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really fun one.
I'm still a Twilight Imperium guy.
Mm.
I really want to pay the expansion whenever.
What was that one game that you and I played that like took like 3 hours for us to set up?
Oh, Archipelago.
That one. Oh my gosh.
I feel like we're probably, if you're into Feast for Odin, I feel like we're both probably more equipped to handle that game that we weren't when we were
like I think that took us a good that took us a long time. That took us. I remember getting to your place. I think it was at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And we left at like 9 and we didn't even finish the game.
No, we definitely played it wrong. Like, I think we just... I still haven't played that game like fully. Like, I haven't found... Like, it's too intense for even the most intense of my board game rooms.
Yeah. It's a dedication that you need to have that, it's hard to find sometimes. Okay. So... we have our link, or we have all of our values. Now we can construct our link. The link construction is going to be just a bunch of variables. And so it's going to be selected slug. Oh, and it has to be /
cards at the beginning.
Yeah. Card or cards. Card. Selected slug. And then ampersand 2 is 2. And then, oh wait, it's question mark, not ampersand. 2 is that, and then from is that. Theoretically, this will work. Let's find out. I'm going to say too shy from Cassidy. Let's do this one. Click it. It worked.
Yay!
Great.
This is awesome.
Okay. We did it. And
And
we
we're-
did it with a minute to spare.
30 seconds away from the 2-hour mark. So
We did it. Oh, and I just broke my local host. This is fun.
that's okay. Push
We
it.
did
Push it live.
I'm
Throw it
gonna
on the
push
internet.
real good. Cool. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Cassidy, for joining us on stream. This was great. I really enjoyed this. And shout out to everyone that was in the comments as well. Next week we'll be back here, same time, same place, with Arlemy from Postman, and we're going to do some cool stuff with the Postman tool, which I'm excited for. Cassidy, before I let you go, is there anything that you want to plug? Any places people should go to find you? Or
Well, if you'd like to jump to the Netlify blog, if you ever have questions about Next.js, I'm basically trying to explain everything in Next.js on the Netlify blog. So if you have questions, let me know.
at
Or if you want,
netlify.com/blog. I found
yeah,
it. Yep.
netlify.com/blog. And yeah, truly, if there's something about Next that's confusing, I'll write a blog post about it, because I'm trying to basically have more than what exists out there. And then also, just on a personal note, I have a newsletter if you'd like to
Very
check it
good.
out.
Both
It's
of
at-
them are good.
Thank you. Cassidoo.co/newsletter. I can put that in the chat, actually. Newsletter. If you pull that up, it's a weekly newsletter. I have an interview question of the week, some web links, a joke. That's it's a simple newsletter, but it's one that I enjoy writing, and I hope people enjoy reading. So check it out.
I read it every week. So, oh gosh,
Thanks,
I have so
Shad.
many of them. I just looked it up in my email. I love that you've got an emoji on the start. I just noticed that there's the pattern of emoji at the start of every newsletter.
It helps me, so that is why I added the emoji. Package lock. Okay. Oh my gosh. Add card form.
Yeah.
Hit push. It should be live pretty fast.
Pretty soon.
actually.
This is awesome. Cool. Well, I'm expecting a bunch of Twitter links from everyone watching tomorrow. So get
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So this is the old stuff. In
Yep.
the new stuff, you'll see the form, and you'll be able to generate a link and say happy birthday to Shad.
Fireworks.
Woo! Well, thank you for having me, everybody.
No, it was my pleasure. Thanks for joining us. It was a lot of fun. I guess we will sign off, and we'll see you all next week. Same place, same time. Talk to you all.